Hey guys, it's your girl, Nagy85, Angie Cakes, Angie Marie, Angie Bob, Angie Botner, Auntie M. However you know me, you know me. First of all, I want to say I'm sorry for the lack of lighting, the lack of makeup, and the lack of hair today. I have literally decided to avoid this, the world, because today is just one of those days, I think. So, I wanted to do a quick, maybe a quick video, maybe a not quick video today, and talk about a few things. So, hold on. I've had a pretty eventful 2 weeks. As most people know, came down super sick. I ended up with strep throat and pneumonia at the same time. Like, what the fuck? Like, when I get sick, I guess I get sick big, but I've been getting sick, right? So, a lot of people think it was because I was back to smoking. A lot of people think a lot of things. So, a couple things happened. A couple things happened during the last couple weeks. As everybody knows, I kind of fell off track with my goals and, kind of spent some time with some fuck boys and, whatever. Whatever. So, now just whatever's clever. So, with that being said, I'm currently in the process of getting things back together. I've got a new day planner. It's not an Erin Condren, which kind of makes me sad inside because I really, 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 really love the Erin Condrens, but I just couldn't afford it. And to stay on track with my money goals, I had to fit in my budget. So I will do a video on it's a 365 planner. I'll do a video on that a little bit later to kind of introduce you guys to that and kind of show you my system. I've got a whole line of new goals. I've got some things like not working past 6. I've got some goals, which that worked most days. But we'll go through all my goals and stuff when I do my planner review. I also have a new Ipsy that I'm excited for that I'm going to do a review on. So both of those might happen today. Don't really know because, as you can tell, I'm not really in the mood. But I wanted to talk about something because when I went to the doctor with the strep throat and what came out to be pneumonia, she said something that kind of scared me. And there's very select few people that know this, and as you know, these vlogs are definitely to my future self, and kind of a documentation. So I definitely want to be able to look back and remind myself of why I'm making some of the decisions I'm making. When I went to the doctor, obviously I had strep. That was very apparent. I mean, my neck was swollen out farther than my face. It literally looked worse than when I was 70 pounds heavier. It was so ugly. It's so gross. But it hurt. And then I was coughing a whole bunch. And so the coughing would get stuck and I couldn't swallow because my throat hurt. And I literally thought that I was probably legitimately going to die. So I went to the doctor, found out that I had strep throat. And then she mentioned that the coughing that hadn't gone away was more than likely pneumonia, and she wanted me to go get chest x-rays. On top of all this, I've got enlarged tonsils, which she's been trying to take for me for 2 years now. And every time I tell my doctor, no, it's almost my birthday, not yet, or it's almost Christmas, or work's too busy, can we do it later, whatever. And she's not having that. So now I have a consult on November 29th to go in, and I'm probably before the end of the year going to have my tonsils removed, so that kind of sucks. But she said that it'll stop the sore throats and stuff. But the coughing, she said to me that if it wasn't pneumonia, or if it didn't stop coughing or didn't stop after the antibiotics, she wanted to test for other things. And she mentioned allergies, different kinds of asthma. And she said, or more than likely, it could be the first stages of COPD. And anybody who is in my inner circle and definitely my future self watching, that's what grandma died from. And I watched my grandmother pretty much suffer for years. She had been smoke-free for 7-8 years, I think, or I don't remember how many years, but it was hell, in and out of hospitals, gasping for breath, not being able to go do things because she couldn't breathe. And as soon as the doctor the word or the letters COPD came out of her mouth, I literally felt like I was kicked in the chest because I'm 31. I mean, I'm 32. I'm 32. I have no business even hearing those words from my doctor's mouth. And the stupid thing is that I'm not a stranger with COPD. I've seen it. I've watched it. And why I would even put myself in a position where it'd be a possibility is stupid. You know, how I'm living is reckless. Like, I chain smoke all the time. I'm so stressed out. I'm chain smoking. I'm eating all this shit that I'm not supposed to eat. I'm not exercising. I'm letting myself go. And it's basically, I'm basically killing myself. So, and I've been doing that. I mean, I'm better now. I'm not as bad, but I've fallen off. And every time I fall off, I have to remind myself that I don't want to die. You know, I don't. As bad as life sucks sometimes, I don't want to die. I don't want to go through what my grandmother went through. And I damn sure don't want Lena and Ziva to see me go through it. And as anybody knows, my whole weight loss journey was because of Ziva. Because she asked me if I was going to die because I was out of breath. And, well, I got on that kick. And I don't really know how I let myself get distracted. You know, I guess I was lonely. So I was like, hey, let's go dating because this sounds like a great idea. Like, nah, fuck that. So it's time to get back on track. Thanksgiving is next week. Oh, God. So I've got a potluck Tuesday. I've got a lot of stuff to do. But I am definitely going to be focused on myself. So for quit smoking, I literally that day was the last time that I smoked a cigarette. I did, with strep and pneumonia, I did go while I was waiting for my prescriptions and I got an e-cigarette. Now I know some people have some mixed feelings on these. Some people are like, oh, we don't know what the outcome is. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know, what kind of bad things there are. But I'll tell you, this is much better than the cigarettes, compared to I think it's like 20 some or 30 some chemicals and ingredients in the cigarettes and all that stuff. This has like 4 or 5. So this is like my new best friend. It's so cute. You can't really see it, but this is what I'm surviving off of. I'm only at a nicotine level 6, so, hopefully we'll step that down. By the end of the year, I want to be completely nicotine free. I do like the hand to mouth, though. Like, that's a big thing. Like, when I'm in my car or when I get bored, that's the biggest thing. Like, if I'm bored or, like, if I'm sitting around talking to somebody, like, whatever, then that's when I'm like, oh, I want a cigarette. But so far, actually, it's been kind of weird. I don't know if it's because I scared the fuck out of myself. And that's why, or I don't know if it's because of this, but the cravings for actual cigarettes have been far and few between. So I'm not feeling that anxious feeling or that feeling like I want it, which is weird because I had an e-cigarette a couple times before and, it just didn't seem to do anything for me. Like I'd still want a real cigarette. So I don't know, like I said, if it's, is that cool? That's neat. I like how it lights up like that. Anyways, I don't know if it's because of this or if it's because I scared myself. But either way, I've made it a week and... What is today? Sunday? Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. A week and 3 days. On top of all this stuff happening, my mom came down super, super sick. She ended up with really bad pneumonia. Doctor took her out of work for a week, which to me was a blessing because that woman works way too hard and puts herself through way too much stress. So to have some downtime was good, but also she has stopped smoking too. Now she is a week ahead of me, so she is 2 weeks and 3 days into it, and she hasn't murdered anybody yet. Been close, but she hasn't. She's not using the e-cigarette. My mom is literally like cold turkey, just done, which I couldn't be more proud of her. And honestly, I worry about her because she is like my rock. Like I know sometimes we get into it. I know sometimes I don't always show it. But my mom is literally my rock. So to see her doing so well, I am so excited for her and so stoked. So with that being said, I'm going to take off from here. I am going to do my IPSY and my day planner review either later or maybe during Thanksgiving break. I also need to do an I'm Enough video. I think this will count as the I'm Enough for last week, because I'm enough. It's time that I start taking care of myself and acting like I'm enough. So any advice or support or love, I definitely appreciate it. I want to hear it. Any hate and all that bullshit people want to talk, you can do that somewhere else, because I ain't got time for you or the haters or the fuck boys. So until I do another video, I'll catch you on the flip side. Deuces.